Hey everybody, beautiful day here in Buffalo, Minnesota. Warm, sunny, 40-something degrees in the middle of winter. Pretty awesome. Anyway, while I'm out here walking, I thought it'd be a great time to just take a second and address the question that everybody's asking is, what is the housing market going to look like in 2026? I just listened to a recent Bigger Pockets podcast where they talked about the housing market and what to expect for the coming year. They talked about rates and everything, and I just thought that'd be a great thing for Minnesotans to hear. What's being asked a lot here is what's going to happen in 2026. The answer might surprise you. A lot of people saying that they think there's going to be a collapse. Analysts are saying that they don't expect the market to collapse, but that there will be more of a, ooh, got a deer. Scared him up. Analysts are saying that they expect the housing market, and the term that they used was to bend but not break, saying that there's not going to be a full collapse. And here's why. Our biggest factor affecting our market right now is that there's what's called a lock-in effect. So millions of Americans bought houses back in 2020 and 2021, and they don't want to move because their rates are so low. Now we have rates in the sixes, and basically homeowners are kind of trapped. They don't want to move because selling means that they have to give up that rate, but they don't want the higher payment that they have to pay on the next home. This is why, even though demand has softened, we're not seeing a reduction of prices on homes because we're not seeing a flood of inventory hitting the market. Here in Minnesota, that's exactly what we're seeing. So sellers who, when they're doing the math and they're realizing that it just doesn't make sense to move, sorry if this is really bouncy, but I keep falling into the snow. So this keeps the supply tight and it keeps the housing prices from crashing. All that being said, we've kind of entered into what analysts are calling the Great Stall. So for the first 7 years, that crazy competition from 2020 and 2021 has slowed. Homes are sitting on the market longer, and inventory is slowly building, and buyers actually have time to think about what they want before they submit an offer. No more bidding wars, no more waived inspections, but here's the thing, prices still aren't crashing. They're just stalling. So for buyers, that could be good news. That means that you have more choices, you have a little bit more negotiating power, and less stress. For sellers, it means that you have to price your home right the first time. So overpricing on the market means that your home sits and sits and sits. So here's where it gets interesting. There could be, I don't know, we'll call it an X factor, I guess. That could change everything. So if inflation drops faster than expected or mortgage rates suddenly plummet, all of those buyers that are sitting on the sidelines are going to suddenly be flooding back into the market. So we could see the return of bidding wars overnight. If something happens that drives rates down significantly, that lock-in effect could break and there could be a surge of inventory to the market. The point is that the market is more unpredictable than ever, and being ready to move quickly could be the difference between getting your home or missing out. So then we can talk about what houses are actually worth right now. When you adjust for inflation, many homes are trading below their 2021 peaks, even though the sticker price might seem really high. A $300,000 house today might actually be worth less in real terms than it was 4 years ago because the dollar's purchasing power has dropped so much. But the real problem isn't the home price, it's the mortgage rate. At a 6% mortgage rate, your monthly payment is dramatically higher than it would have been at 3%, obviously. So that's the part of the affordability crisis. But here's what some people are doing. They are buying now while the competition is low, knowing that if the rates do ever drop to something significantly lower, they can just refinance at that time. So it might be smart to not necessarily wait for the perfect time to buy because that could just mean more competition. Now, that being said, you still have to find the right house, you still have to find the right situation, price, all of that for your situation. So that also doesn't mean you just rush out onto the market. So whether you're buying a house here in Minnesota or anywhere in the US, if you're a buyer, this could be the best window in years to find a home without the chaos of 2020 and 2021. If you're a seller, pricing right and being realistic is more important than ever. So the market's shifted, and those who understand that shift are the ones who are going to win. So if you're in Minnesota and you want to talk about your specific situation, whether you're looking to buy or sell, you can get in touch with me. We can talk about your situation. If you have a house to sell, we can talk about what your house is actually worth. And just to give you an idea of what to expect from the market here in 2026. So get out there, beautiful day today, stay warm on the cold days. Have a good one.